Hello there. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I want to look at a question on culture and heritage. So we're going to look at question 5. So our question 5.1 reads, study the images depicting the Xhosa cultural uniqueness of the Eastern Cape and answer the question. So you're given different images from image A, B, C, and go down to C. We also have image D that you just need to go through. And the first question reads, name the two main ingredients used to make the Xhosa dish in the image C. So we can look at image C. So you see that our image C, we have it here. This is an indication of our image C. So the question is asking us for ingredients that are used to make image C. So you see that obviously we have beans inside, and also same is also inside our image C. Remember, same is described as food made from dried corn kernels that have been pounded and chopped until broken. So that is our our same. So we are saying same and beats is our response for our first question. So we have same and beats. So we move on to the second question, which reads, identify the person in the Xhosa culture that would utilize the articles in the image labeled B. So if you go to image B and check the articles that we are having there, we can maybe try to zoom out so that we can see our image. So we see that whatever we are seeing there, it describes the muti. So obviously it's going to be used by the Sangoma. So we are saying Sangoma or traditional healer is our response. So we have traditional healer, it can be a Sangoma. You can also use the word herbalist. So this is what we have on B. So moving on to the next question. So our next question is going to be question C. Explain the link in traditional communities between the images labeled A and D. So if you look here, you see that image A, we are seeing there are people that are there that are appearing to be a couple in a traditional way. And then if you go to D, we are seeing that that is a cow. So obviously, you see that the dressing that is being dressed there appears to be something that is obviously war at a gathering of lobola. So basically, we say we can relate that as a lobola, and the cow is also used to pay a lobola. So we are saying our question C is saying explain the link traditional communities between the images labeled A and D. So obviously, this is the process of paying lobola. So if you go to other section, you see that the response that we have reads a cattle from part of the custom of lobola, whereby the main compensates the family of his fiancé for her hand in marriage by giving cattle. So that's the uh, response that we have. Then I'm moving on to the next part, which is now going to be uh, question 5.1.2. Discuss how the cultural uniqueness of the Xhosa people could influence international tourists to visit South Africa. So obviously, the form of the uniqueness is obviously the diverse aspects of that culture. Is the one that obviously is the basis of influencing international tourists to visit South Africa. So we are saying the different aspects of the Xhosa culture will offer an original tourism experience. And that's an optional response that you can give. And also, it will make tourists curious about how the Xhosa people live. It will make tourists curious about the customs and traditions of the Xhosa people. So basically, that's what we have. And then we move on to the next question. Obviously, we go to the next page where they study information and answer the questions. So you have got information that you need to read, and then you are given a notice which reads notification of intention to declare a number of sites within the vocab. Cape Town as National Heritage Sites in terms of Section 27 of the National Heritage Resources Act number 25 of 1999. So this is a notification that you are being given there. Then beneath that, we also have a picture that we have of the Backup Museum. Is one of the Backup sites to be declared a National Heritage Site built in the 1760s. So the Bokop Museum is the oldest museum in the area still in its original form. So this is information that we are given. So the first part of the question reads, I refer to the notification above. Identify the legal body that issued the notification. So we got the notification to see that this is the notification that we have. So what is the legal body that issued the notification? So you're going to see that is the South African Heritage Resources Agency, which is abbreviated as SAHRA. So basically, that's what we have as the legal body. So we move on to the next part, which is I explained how the notification is linked to one of the functions of the legal body identified in question 5.2.1a. So the question is asking us how the notification is linked to one of the functions of the legal body. Remember, obviously, the legal body is there to protect those sites. So we are saying the SAHRA is tasked with the protection of South African cultural heritage, and therefore the notification is proof that it is carrying out its function. So that is the correct response that we have. Then moving on to the next part, we say uh, after the 20 Bokop sites are declared national heritage sites, strict conditions were applied in order to protect them. Motivate this answer. Yes, obviously, they have to be protected for future generations to come, as they would want also to experience at those sites. So that's the main reason, and also the issue of securing our cultural sites as a reference sake in terms of culture. So that's also what we have. So on 5.2.2, we are saying the responses that we have, the sites will be protected under the National Heritage Resources Act, and then a permit will have to be obtained from SRHA in order to make any changes to the sites. SRH must inform the public about any changes to the sites through a notice in the government gazette, and then the public will be given an opportunity to object against any proposed changes on the sites. So obviously, those are the responses that we have. So on the last part of our question, 5.2.3, give one reason why the buildings in the Bokam should become part of the national estate. So obviously, they should become part of the national estate for research sex, research of the history of Cape Town Muslim community. So obviously, that can be also the reason. So we have the reasons in our other section where they're saying to ensure that these sites are preserved for future generations. For the protection of these sites will contribute to a greater understanding of the history, traditions, and the culture of Cape Town's Muslim community. And then if you look at the last point, the preservation of the sites will provide opportunities for research into the history, traditions, and culture of Cape Town's Muslim community. So these are the reasons that we have, and this becomes the last part of our question. And thank you for listening. Let's meet again in the next video.